Welcome to the Human Capital Innovations Podcast, your go-to source for personal, professional, and organizational growth and development. We hope you tune in often for all things people management, organizational development and change, organizational leadership, and social impact related. Maximize your personal and organizational potential with Human Capital Innovations Podcast. Welcome to the Human Capital Innovations Podcast. In this HCI podcast episode, I share the poem, The Hill We Climb by Amanda Gorman, delivered at President Joe Biden's inauguration. Welcome back to the Human Capital Innovations Podcast. It's great to have you with me again today for this HCI podcast episode. Today I wanted to share the audio from Amanda Gorman's poem delivered at President Joe Biden's inauguration, The Hill We Climb. Now, I don't know how many of you were able to watch the inauguration and Joe Biden's speech, as well as the live delivery of The Hill We Climb by Amanda Gorman. But it was incredible to me. Regardless of your political leanings and what you feel about Joe Biden versus Donald Trump and all of that, setting all of that aside, and I understand people have strongly held opinions and beliefs behind each of those individuals, I was so moved by Amanda Gorman's delivery of her poem, The Hill We Climb. It was powerful. I teared up at the time, and I just remember thinking, wow, this is our future. These are the types of people that we need to help us bridge these ideological and dogmatic divides in politics, in business, in society as a whole. I was really moved by what she shared in her speech. And it really was a bridge-building speech that didn't shy away from the challenges and the hard things, the difficulties that we face as a nation. It didn't whitewash the challenges, but it was a hope-filled poem that helped us better understand our place in history and how we can approach these challenges that we do face in a positive way to move things into a good future. I was really appreciative of that. And after a rancorous political year, coupled with COVID and economic challenges and just everything surrounding the pandemic and the political process and the election, I was just so relieved to be able to hear from someone so passionate, someone so skilled in their craft, to be able to hear from her and hear of her vision, her hopes, her dreams for this country and for each of us. And I believe that we're capable of achieving it. I believe that we are all capable of climbing that hill in a way that we really can bring out the best in each other and we can accomplish great things in societies. Now, as it relates specifically to this podcast, I know that, this is a podcast focused on organizational leadership, that's focused on HR-related issues, that's focused on performance management and how we can better get, the most out of our people and motivate them. And the reason I'm sharing this is because I truly feel that we need more of this in our organizations. We need more bridge building. We need more people of purpose and passion who are willing to speak up and speak out in relation to social injustices, inequities, problems within our organizations, just like Amanda Gorman did in her poem at the inauguration. Now, she wasn't talking within a specific organization, but she was frankly addressing certain societal challenges and problems, but doing it with an eye towards hope and improvement and helping us to become better. That's what we need in our organizations. Every organization has problems. Every organization has major issues that it needs to tackle. My experience has been that most leaders in organizations, while they say that they want people to speak up, most of the time they're very defensive and they punish people who speak up. So that when you have an Amanda Gorman in your organization, they take serious, they risk their career, they risk their employment by speaking up and speaking out, even when they try to do it in a really proactive, positive type of a way. And we as leaders need to grow a thicker skin. We as leaders need to create a culture where people really truly can speak up and speak out. And we need to foster a culture where we have more people like her in our organization who are committed to seeing the development, the growth, and helping the organization to succeed, but not in a way that says we have to whitewash the problems, that we have to ignore the challenges, but we can truly embrace, the messiness of our organizations and recognizing we're all imperfect people, hopefully trying to do the best we can. But unless we can acknowledge the hard things, we can't possibly reconcile. We can't possibly move forward in a positive way because those hard things will fester. When we ignore them or we pretend like they don't exist, that just causes more problems. And so that's why I appreciated her poem so much, because I don't think that that's what she did at all. I thought she struck such an amazing balance. And again, it was powerful. It was moving. I teared up while listening to it. And I hope that you enjoy listening to her speech. If you haven't already had a chance, even if you had the opportunity to listen to it previously, listen to it again and feel and recognize what you're feeling and think about how you can take her message into your workplace, into your organization to help empower your people, to help create a culture of growth and trust and hope where we can do some really great things.
Mr. President, Dr. Biden, Madam Vice President, Mr. Emhoff, Americans, and the world. When day comes, we ask ourselves, where can we find light in this never-ending shade? The loss we carry, a sea we must wade. We've braved the belly of the beast. We've learned that quiet isn't always peace, and the norms and notions of what just isn't always just is. And yet the dawn is hours before we knew it. Somehow we do it. Somehow we've weathered and witnessed a nation that isn't broken, but simply unfinished. We, the successors of a country and a time where a skinny black girl descended from slaves and raised by a single mother can dream of becoming president, only to find herself reciting for one. And yes, we are far from polished, far from pristine, but that doesn't mean we are striving to form a union that is perfect. We are striving to forge our union with purpose, to compose a country committed to all cultures, colors, characters, and conditions of man. And so we lift our gazes not to what stands between us, but what stands before us. We close the divide because we know to put our future first, we must first put our differences aside. We lay down our arms so we can reach out our arms to one another. We seek harm to none and harmony for all. Let the globe, if nothing else, say this is true. That even as we grieved, we grew, that even as we hurt, we hoped, that even as we tired, we tried, that we'll forever be tied together, victorious, not because we will never again know defeat, but because we will never again sow division. Scripture tells us to envision that everyone shall sit under their own vine and fig tree, and no one shall make them afraid. If we're to live up to our own time, then victory won't lie in the blade, but in all the bridges we've made. That is the promise to glade the hill we climb if only we dare it, because being American is more than a pride we inherit. It's the past we step into and how we repair it. We've seen a force that would shatter our nation rather than share it, would destroy our country if it meant delaying democracy. And this effort very nearly succeeded. But while democracy can be periodically delayed, it can never be permanently defeated. In this truth, in this faith we trust, for while we have our eyes on the future, history has its eyes on us. This is the era of just redemption. We feared it at its inception. We did not feel prepared to be the heirs of such a terrifying hour, but within it we found the power to author a new chapter, to offer hope and laughter to ourselves. So, while once we asked, how could we possibly prevail over catastrophe? Now we assert, how could catastrophe possibly prevail over us? We will not march back to what was, but move to what shall be, a country that is bruised but whole, benevolent but bold, fierce and free. We will not be turned around or interrupted by intimidation, because we know our inaction and inertia will be the inheritance of the next generation. Our blunders become their burdens. But one thing is certain: if we merge mercy with might and might with right, then love becomes our legacy and change our children's birthright. So let us leave behind a country better than the one we were left. With every breath from my bronze-pounded chest, we will raise this wounded world into a wondrous one. We will rise from the gold-limbed hills of the west. We will rise from the wind-swept northeast, where our forefathers first realized revolution. We will rise from the lake-rimmed cities of the Midwestern states. We will rise from the sun-baked south. We will rebuild, reconcile, and recover in every known nook of our nation, in every corner called our country. Our people, diverse and beautiful, will emerge battered and beautiful. When day comes, we step out of the shade, aflame and unafraid. The new dawn blooms as we free it. For there is always light, if only we're brave enough to see it, if only we're brave enough to be it.
I hope you enjoyed listening to the audio of Amanda Gorman's wonderful poem, The Hill We Climb. I think there are many lessons that we can learn from her poem that apply not just to politics and society as a whole, but apply to our personal lives, our families, our homes, our neighborhoods and our communities, but also our organizations. And we have the opportunity to make a difference within our organizations when we share the kind of passion and energy and hope that she conveys in her wonderful poem. You might even consider sharing this poem with your people and having a frank discussion about what your organization is doing well, what you can do to improve things, and how you can develop and maintain a positive culture where people can speak up, where they can share their concerns, but where also people can support each other more fully and authentically. As always, thank you for joining me for this episode of the Human Capital Innovations Podcast. I hope you stay healthy and safe, that you can find meaning and purpose at work each and every day, and I hope you have a great week. I'm excited to announce the publication of my new book from HCI Press, The Alchemy of Truly Remarkable Leadership: Ordinary, Everyday Actions that Produce Extraordinary Results. Consider how the nature of work has shifted over the past 50 years. With increased globalization, rapid technological advancement, and the shift in economic composition, the average job of today looks very different than the average job of 50 years ago. What will the jobs and organizations of tomorrow look like? Moreover, what does this all mean for organizational leaders? What are the core competencies and capabilities of organizations and their leadership that are prepared for continued disruption and geopolitical and socioeconomic shifts? Regardless of what the future holds, increasingly, leaders need to be socially minded, data-driven, decisive, champions of talent, and disruptors of the traditional notions of leadership, teams, organizations, and work. The alchemy of truly remarkable leadership will help you to explore your own leadership competencies and capabilities and consider ways to apply and implement them into your workplace and personal life. We are excited about the launch of HCI's new magazine, Human Capital Leadership. Human Capital Leadership is a free, interactive e-magazine designed to help individuals, leaders, and organizations find innovative approaches to maximize their human capital potential. We will be publishing issues quarterly in August, November, February, and May. Check out the first issue and let us know what you think. Thanks again for joining us for this episode of the Human Capital Innovations Podcast. I hope you stay healthy and safe and that you have a great week.